everyone, Chris here.
Hi, my name is Guillaume. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video in which we focus on the brand new Fender Vintera III range. Vintera III. So we have a lot of 50s, 60s, some 70s inspired Tele, Strats, P and Jazz.
And jazz.
A little bit of everything.
Both Jazzmaster and bass.
Yes.
We don't have the bass 6, which is also there, and Jaguar and Mustang, but we didn't have everything in stock yet, so we grabbed what we had. Yeah.
I would have liked to play the bass 6, but yeah, new series, new updated version of the now ever so popular Vintera series. It is probably Fender's top seller range because
I hope it is, because it's like it's the one that everyone agrees on being incredible for everything, for the price, but not only for the price. The specs, the feel, the sound of the pickups, everything is...
How long has it been going on now? Vintera was introduced like almost 10 years ago because that went to replace the classic series, like classic 60s, classic 70s.
I think pre-pandemic for sure, like way back, like at least 6-7 years, maybe more. Maybe you're right.
So a range that is now very well established, very well loved, and still there's room for improvement. At least changes, some variation, some flavors in there. So let's start with the 50s instruments, which is the ones that we're holding.
Yes, which is interesting. This is the first time that they go this deep in this beautiful rabbit hole of reissuing certain eras of the golden age of electric guitars. Yeah. So it's not just like the 50s, the 60s model. It's early, mid, or late 50s, 60s, or even 70s. The jazz bass, there's an early 70s jazz bass, which we'll grab and show, don't worry. So this is a late 50s Strat and a late 50s Tele, and they focus, like come closer to those neck profiles, pickup voicings, visual cues, of course, the wide guard Tele with the late 50s style, the one still single ply pick guard for the Strat, late 50s style, vintage style pickups. They don't really have names. They're like late 50s single coils, single ply pick guard, 5-way blade, which is something that makes a lot of sense to have. And that is like vintage but tall frets. But what's the neck profile? I haven't played that guitar yet.
Late 50s D-shaped one-piece maple neck.
Nice.
Yes. Super nice, super comfy. Nice that they didn't go into the extremes either, because the Vintera is a very accessible range of guitars. And I feel like few of the people that would go for those would necessarily look for the baseball bat neck of the early 50s. Mostly.
Well, this is much thicker, but this is different. Let's talk about this later in a second.
But so, a one-piece maple neck. It has the skunk stripe in the back, and
because it's a one-piece maple neck, which means that you need to be able to put in the truss rod somehow, which is why these skunk stripes are existing. That's where they insert the truss rod and then close it with the with that walnut, if I'm not mistaken. If yes, I'll put it on the screen what it is. If it's not
no,
walnut.
you might be right. I was like rosewood. No, you're right.
I think it was walnut.
No,
always,
I think so. I think so too. Bone nut, which is a really nice.
That's crazy cool.
Really nice touch. It looks like bone.
Really
it
is.
Feels like bone. It's really
100%.
Nice. Vintage non-locking tuners. Made in Ensenada. That's also a fun thing, like the transition going from made in Mexico to made in Ensenada.
Also, it's not made in USA. It's made in Corona.
Made in Corona.
I think it's
cool.
I
like
a bit
the
of
way
the
it
local,
goes.
like appreciating the the place where it's made. I think it's
but
sweet.
Does it sound like a Strat?
enough.
It's on
Close
like
enough.
no, but listen to that. That's the bridge pickup, bud. It almost does Ingve.
Yeah.
It's so
Dude.
nice and round and rich, and
Yeah,
like the bass pickup is just like let's. And vintage radius as well.
Yeah, it's not 7.25.
7.25. Yeah. Like. It's honestly pretty great. Like I've never been such a big fan of the maple neck.
Board, you mean maple board? Yeah.
Sorry, maple fretboard, and because namely of the pairing with the bridge pickup, and you've already got all the treble in the world down there. But honestly, this time around, whether it's for riffing or even soloing on the bridge, it sounded great.
Very.
I really like what they did.
Dare I say twangy bridge pickup.
No.
Moving on to this guitar, which is also a late 50s instrument. This is the Vintera III late 50s Telecaster, which there are some visual cues here and clues that kind of give it away. The single ply white pickguard is something that we are used to from like later 50s Teles. That is also very much sort of soft V neck, very different compared to the huge U of like the broadcaster, and then later on the semi-huge sort of nice and round C neck, the large C that we know of like earlier 50s models. This is a V. This is fairly thick, not huge, but not small, and it's a clearly noticeable V. Like if you grab this neck, it's like there's no question about.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
I would have missed that last one just to say I did. Well done.
Try to remember, A, it's an A, it's an A. It's not a 50s, like the early 50s Blackguard Tele sound, which is exactly what I want, because this already sort of shows what is gonna come very soon, the 60s style. It already has the staggered pole piece. So it is a clear thing. It's not your normal Blackguard 50s Tele. Love it. Moving on. There's some 60s madness.
60s.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the 60s. I'm holding a beautiful mid-60s Jazzmaster in what I believe is Daphne blue.
It definitely looks like.
Definitely Daphne. So same concept, deeper within the rabbit hole of the specs. We still have the bone nut. We have the matching headstock. We have the vintage pickup. We have a, what is that? Laminate
board,
rosewood board with clay looking dots. I love that. I think that's great. This is the actual circuitry as well. So you've got the independent volume with the Jazzmaster switch, which in the up position does the jazz thing. We're not going to use that today. We'll use the regular tone, volume, and three-way switch. It's honestly, the neck is a little thinner. We're looking at like a
60C, I guess.
60C, exactly. But it's really, really beautiful.
This is an early 60s Strat with early 60s voiced pickups. On early 60s, definitely like the thinnest of all the classic Fender necks, which is
it's
like
probably close to my custom.
I think so. Yeah, yours is
yeah, it's right there. Mine is even actually a little thicker.
Thicker than this.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. But this feels right. Like I've played some actual 60s Strats with this thin neck, even thinner sometimes,
necks.
depends on the guitar, but this comes definitely close, and it's lovely. This is what it sounds like.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Now is not a bad time to say that today not only are we using Fender guitars and basses, but also Fender interfaces and digital audio workstation. We're using the new Quantum LT HD
Both
interfaces. Check them out in the description below, as well as the Fender Studio Pro DAW digital audio workstation, which is the successor of the Studio One software that we've been using for years.
mighty 60s, sweet Tele sounds. We're talking mid-60s here, so this is right in the middle. You have the laminate board, you have the clearly 60s voiced pickups, even more staggered than the late 50s Tele bridge pickup, and you have the different knobs, the 60s switch head and everything. You have the 3-ply pick guard. You have obviously the rosewood board, the thin rosewood board, and otherwise it's the bone nut and everything that all these Vinteras share, and just gorgeous. Yeah, beautiful thin neck, the 60s, mid-60s C neck. Beautiful.
Which we will find as equally thin on that late 60s Strat. So we're looking at those transition years where the big headstock was already included. Because you needed that Fender logo to be just a little bigger, you know. But we still haven't fully switched to 70 specs, so you still have the full bolt neck and everything else. We're looking at otherwise the same setup. It's also laminate rosewood board. We do have the 70s tuning keys, which I mean, you know. Which I think they look dope on that headstock. They look really great. I love them on like custom Teles as well, like 72 Teles. They just look so cool. They have that very like rugged sort of look to them. But yeah, that's the one Jimmy would have played. So if I were you, I mean,
just saying,
he did some pretty cool things with it.
Where should I?
Just looking for every note on that guitar. It's great. Again, like I love how usable the bridge pickups have been throughout. Like historically, bridge pickups on Teles were never the issue, don't get me wrong. But on Strats and sometimes Jazzmasters, you can get like a little shrill. If you go into like,
depending on,
Exactly. And all vintage instruments are not created equal. You know, that's the beauty of it. Like they're so special,
big difference
and so unique. But so like across the range, I'm really happy with how the bridges have responded. The neck, I know I love the neck. But
it's always
you
perfect.
didn't have to conquer me on that one. But that bridge, very, very sweet.
Bass.
Bass.
Always been my favorite instrument. Still can't play it, but it's great.
Still love it. Still respect it.
I love it. This is the late 60s Precision. It follows along with the late 60s specs that we have had so far. This is the P bass, but we have the custom colors. We have the 70s saddles. I think those were introduced later.
Oh, could
they
be,
weren't
yeah.
the original
Yeah, could be.
ones. We have the laminate rosewood board as well. We have those tuning keys, which are also not the flower
The flower
looking
thing,
one.
but the other thing.
Also, the most useful Strat button in the history of the bass. Phenomenal. Beautiful. Lovely attention to detail that definitely was not necessary. but I really like it. I think it's great.
Yeah,
and the P bass is the P bass, you know, like hard to, even when you can't play, you can. See what I did there?
That's the sound you want on your recordings.
Yeah.
For the most part.
True.
To be honest, I cannot remember having like a 70s reissue instrument that's not a custom shop or like a very limited sort of special run. This is an early 70s jazz bass.
Yeah.
And it's a Vintera 3. And I love everything about it. The neck is thicker than...
It's a big boy neck.
Yeah, that's like a Tele U, 50s U neck, which is really cool. Not everyone's taste, of course. So if you're into very thin and sort of slim jazz bass necks, this might be something else. Couldn't resist slapping, even if it's not awesome.
That was great.
It's a jazz bass, you gotta slap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gnarly, big mid-range, big sound, big neck.
I love that they went like, right logo, right tuners, right inlays, right binding. Everything about all of this is right. And it's great to see it that in depth, explored that in depth in now the Vintera 3 series.
That's the thing, like, in Fender's situation with all these beautiful sort of vintage-inspired, vintage model-inspired ranges and guitars and basses and everything, we've seen the 50s and 60s and they're great and there's nothing wrong about it, let's be honest. But if you dig a little deeper, as G said, and go like, okay, let's do a late 60s this time. And you have a very different guitar or bass all of a sudden because of the neck shape, because of the headstock on the Strat or whatever it is. It's just different, and so many little things changed about these guitars within those years that there's a lot to discover. And it's beautiful to see the Ensenada made versions of those that are usually too specific for non-custom shop models.
Ultimately, that's it. Like, variety is the spice of life, and it's really nice to see maybe more niche or at least more in-depth instruments being made available at a much more affordable price point, which is great. Let's wrap it up by hearing these in context.
Quick shout out to Nick and Ramesh on the drums and on bass, actual bass player on the bass for change. For the jams, we love doing those. If you do so, let us know in the comments below if you want to see more of those jam sessions. It's a lot of fun. And to be honest, those are the most important parts of a video like this, because that's where you hear the basses and guitars in a band mix. Like, this is how you are going to end up using them. So yeah. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions and anything that's on your mind. You'll find links, of course, in the description box under the video. Check those out. Anything else to add?
Subscribe. Let us know which one of us you prefer. I'm joking. Just subscribe. Don't miss out on the many videos that are coming on the channel. And we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.